Namaste everyone, welcome to YCB Level 1 200 Hours Yoga Teachers Training with Ayushman Yog. My name is Nidhi and I'm going to be your companion in this journey. Okay, so today's topic is yogic practices of Patanjali Yoga, Bahiranga and Antaranga Yoga. So again, if you have studied Unit 1 well, as I've said this before, you already know all of this information, but still let me give you a quick refresher. So Patanjali Yoga Sutra talks about Ashtanga Yoga. What is Ashtanga Yoga? It's an 8 limbs approach. What are those 8 limbs? Yama, which means the social constraints. Right? What are the Yama? Ahimsa, non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-possessiveness, and brahmacharya. Right? Good conduct. See, brahmacharya mostly looked at abstaining from the sexual conduct. Whereas the literal meaning of brahmacharya is Brahma, supreme, charya, acharan or behavior. Behavior like supreme behavior, right? Which means controlling all the senses. So one should be staying away from all the sensual pleasure and not only the sexual conduct, right? Then niyama, the personal observance. What are the 5 niyamas? Cleanliness, contentment, austerities, self-study, self-analysis and surrender to God, right? Then the third limb is asana and then fourth is pranayama. These 4 collectively referred as Bahiranga Yoga. Why? Because our senses are still connected to the outside world. So Bahiranga Yoga. Then the 5th limb of Ashtanga Yoga is Pratyahara, right? Pratyahara is withdrawal of the senses from the sense object, right? So you remember we discussed it by taking an example of that, if you, sometimes it happens that if you're listening to the song by plugging in the earphone, but you still miss on to the lyrics, right? It does not happen because we do not have a perfectly functioning ear, or it does not happen because we cannot hear at all, but it happened because at that time our mind was engaged somewhere else. To bring in this voluntary control over all the senses is the practice of pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. Pratyahara is referred as the bridge between the Bahiranga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, and the remaining 3, which we are going to discuss, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, collectively referred as Antaranga Yoga. So Antaranga Yoga, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. These 3 limbs are collectively referred as the Antaranga Yoga. Why? Because these are the practices to internalize yourself, right? So Dharana. What is Dharana? When we sit in meditation and we are trying to concentrate onto our object, that process is referred as concentration or Dharana. Dhyan or meditation is when we are able to concentrate on the object, when there is no more trying, right? All the thoughts which are there in our mind are about the object only. That process is called as meditation or dhyan. Samadhi is a transcendental experience. It is referred as being one with the object. So these 3 collectively referred as Antaranga Yoga. That's all about this topic from my side about Bahiranga and Antaranga Yoga. We have already discussed Patanjali Yoga Sutra in detail in Unit 1. You can always go back to it and study it. So I'll leave you with your studies now and I'll see you in the next lecture.